Antoine Hamelin, Cheetah Pins is a horse that you're going to jump on board in race two on Wednesday night. He's frustrating, isn't he? But he looks as if he's got the ability to win one soon.
Yeah, I'm happy to be back on him. It looks, yeah, he has ability, of course. Just the kind of horse need to wait with a good race, cover, relax him, and he can give a nice dash to finish.
And just on his last performance, Antoine, that was on the all weather. I know you didn't ride him, but it was a very good run to obviously come into this. Tell us a little bit more about him because you know him quite well. You've ridden him 8 times previously. He takes a little bit of knowing, doesn't he? He leaves the parade ring early and can sometimes sort of, perhaps not run his race. But you're obviously beginning to know him quite well now.
Yeah, he's always like this. Always, even in the morning, going to the trot paddock, he's a little bit impassioned and hard to control a little bit at this time. But just for now, he do that every day and every race. So that's why I go a bit early alone. Try to keep him more relaxed as possible. But then when he put a feet on the track, he's totally fine and very relaxed. So I'm not worried about that.
Yeah, he's run some nice races for you. What about his track work, Antoine? I know that you obviously have quite a bit to do with this horse. Is he giving you all the right vibes in track work to suggest this could be the day?
Yeah, everything right for me. The horse feels very well and healthy, good form, all green light for me. I'm very happy to be on him. The draw is wild. I would be happy to have better draw, but anyways, the horse, we have to wait with him, so it's not too bad. Just
Yeah.
hope the pace we don't. I'm more worried about the pace because not many horses will go forward and fast. So that's the question mark for me, the pace.
Just on this horse compared to another horse, I noticed on the weekend just gone, you got a really big kick out of winning on Decrypt. Obviously, these two horses quite similar in the fact that they've obviously got a long time. They went a long time without winning. You enjoyed that, didn't you? Winning on Decrypt. I imagine that gave you a real boost that you managed to get his head in front at last.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm very happy. I like this horse. It's just few horses like this need to be passionate a bit, and they give you back something at the end. So it's very enjoying to ride that kind of horse to finish very strongly. That's the best.
Antoine Vamos is a horse who's getting that little bit closer to winning a race now. You've been on him his last twice, and last time out he won a really big race.
Yes, last time I was unlucky in the last turn. I need to pull a bit on the horse at the bad moment, at the bad time. So that's why I think I finished second. I should have won last time. But this horse is very funny horse. You need to also relax him and be quiet with him at the beginning over the race. Let the runner go, and then he have a very, very strong finish.
I know you haven't ridden him without the hood on, but he has had the hood twice when you've ridden him. Have the reports been from the stable that that application of headgear has helped this horse settle and improve?
Yes, a lot. Yeah, it has helped him a lot. It was hard to control a bit on the track in the morning. It can be very, very strong, pull a lot, and with this new gear, the horse totally changed. Amazing changement. So that's very nice. Well done to the stable to find that. And now the horse is competitive. Also, I think riding quietly is good for him. So that's why he understands the race more and he coming step by step. He's still a little bit shy between the horse, but if I find a room to go, I ask him. He trusts the rider and he goes. So that's nice.
Yeah. Do you think he's the type of horse that probably a little bit further would be his best trip in time once he does settle?
I'm not really. We were thinking that when we watched the form, but the thing is, we really need a fast pace for this horse. And if we go for 12 or even more, sometimes the pace is not really on. On 1,000 meters, we're sure the pace is always good to fast. So that's what they need. So maybe later, but for now, I would say not stay on 1,000 meters for him.
Obviously, we're not too far away from the big day, FWD Champions Day. There will be an electric pace, I'm sure, in the Chairman's Sprint Prize. You ride Lucky Express. I imagine you're looking forward to riding him, Antoine. I know he's probably going to be one of the outsiders, but he's certainly got his chance, hasn't he?
Yes. I always want to ride him. I'm almost the outsider one, but I perform well, and the horse is say I'm here. And so I think it deserves to be under the light. He's a nice horse. He always do his best, and I'm very happy to ride this horse again.
Harry, Smart Idea has been a good pal of yours this season. You and he have got a good record and enhanced that last time out.
Yeah, that's right. He's been incredibly consistent horse this season, and I've been fortunate enough to partner him in 3 wins so far. So he's going from strength to strength and clearly thriving off things.
And obviously, just on that point you make, obviously the consistency. I mean, he never seems to run a bad race, this horse, whether he be drawn wide or inside. Or I think having a look back this season, Harry, he's not been beaten any further than about sort of 4 and a bit lengths, which in the grand scheme of things is not too bad at all.
No, that's right. I mean, as we all know, draw is vital at Happy Valley, especially over the 1,200 meters. But he always seems to put in a good show, and as I said before, he's clearly thriving off things recently, and he's in fine vessel.
Recent form obviously looks good, notably the win. But then when you delve a bit deeper, obviously the second was seizing the moment, the fourth was nothing new. So he does come into this race with some very solid form.
He does, yeah. I mean, last time I thought the race really panned out nicely for me. They went pretty hard in front, and unlike him, he was actually a little bit off the bridle down the back straight. But if you take him off the bridle early on, you know that they're going pretty quick, and I was quite confident that they would come back to me. So yeah, turning for the home straight, I was quite confident that he was just going to pick them up in front, and that's exactly what he did.
I suppose the biggest impost, Harry, is the fact that the assessor hasn't missed him. He's got an extra £10. I mean, that's quite the burden, but he at least comes into this sort of on a forward trajectory.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, naturally the handicappers are going to put him up plenty for that victory, and the fact that he seems to be progressing each time. So extra weight on his back is certainly something to consider, and he's going to have to take probably another step forward. But I still expect him to run a big race, even though he's got that extra weight.
David, Red Majesty will line up again on Wednesday night. A horse who's coming into this race in superb form.
Yes, he's won 7 races, and most of them in the last 12 months. So he's been a great horse, very good at Happy Valley, very good at a mile. It's amazing, he took 9 races to run a place. So he took his time to settle in, but once we worked out that he likes the Valley, his Valley form has been very consistent.
Is that what it was, David? The fact that he was looking perhaps more for Happy Valley against Chartin, or what is it that's clicked with this horse?
He's a horse that fills the ground at Chartin. He doesn't give us his last 10%. And at Happy Valley, the conditions are often that little bit more softer or marginal or forgiving, and he gives us what he's got there. Like, he's very courageous at Happy Valley.
Yeah, I mean, just going back to obviously what you said, in the last 12 months, so 28th of April last year, he won off a mark of 30. He's now running off a 73 and 7 wins in that time. I mean, he's a horse that his owners must absolutely adore.
Yeah, they're really fond of him. Unfortunately, they haven't been able to see much of him because since he hit form, he's pretty well been in lockdown, and he's been racing on his own, but not too long, and they'll be back being able to see him.
Just on a recent trial as well, David, obviously you've engaged Jerry Chow, I guess, obviously to offset the rise in weight. How pleased were you with the recent trial? Just a nice, easy one for him?
It was a nice, easy one, but through the line, he was going as well as some very well-credentialed horses. So there's no doubt he's in great form. There's a horse in the race that I've got a lot of respect for. I used to train, called Packing Award. I would have said that he's a little bit better class than Red Majesty. So he's got a good gait, and I'm a bit worried about that.
I guess what you have got in your horse, though, is a tough as teak galloper who just loves racing. So he'll certainly give his best, I'm sure.
Yeah, he'll make his own luck and roll forward, and he'll give a kick on the bend, and whether he's good enough,